Let's rock and roll, baby. And Sarah, pay attention to everybody coming in real quick for me. Let them in. All right, guys. So listen, this was 12 pages. I narrowed it down to 6. Okay, and my goal is to get through all this. I'm going to rip fast. So first, let me explain to everybody here. If you're at the top of the company, okay, John Maxwell talks about the law of the lid. The lid that you have on leadership, the lid on your education. Sarah, you got that for me? Good, thank you. The lid you have on education, your lid, your ability to not keep buying into the old stories, not have the same problems, and then the speed of which you execute. It's all going to be based on you. If you got a problem with a staff member, you got a problem with a student. It's literally always your fault, and you have to improve every single day. You cannot turn that off, right? And so you've got to make sure is you can change the culture in 1 second. Just draw a line in the sand and say, no more, don't tolerate this anymore. And most of you guys tolerate too much low-level people, low-level thought, and you can't save people who aren't on the mission of getting better. So we're going to talk about standards first, okay? And I'm going to go through a couple different metrics here. That's why I put them on different pages because I want to stay very focused. And I'm telling you from what I know, from what I've learned, from what I've done wrong, what I got better mentorship and education, what then worked. So there's a process of model, mimic, master. Model is you find the person who's done what you want to be able to do. Okay. You want to scale your school, you want profit, you want a certain level of measurement, you want a system, you want a second school, third school, fourth school, fifth school, you want a staff who has bought in to a mission, not a job. They're willing to work when needed because it's not work, it's part of a mission. Find someone who's done it. Then you mimic behavior. You cut, copy, paste until you can master it and put your own voice to it. And what most people do is they skip the middle step. They find that person they want to model. Kids do this. They watch Steph Curry and then they go right to the three-point line. They didn't learn how to dribble and pass. They didn't learn strategy. Their body's not in shape. They're not mature in understanding the game. They just want to go from, they see the model of who they want to be, and they want to go ahead and master it already. And they don't want to get all that work in the middle where they mimic behavior for 20 freaking years. Right? For 20 years. Because you don't become Steph Curry by watching him getting excited going out in your backyard shooting 3 points. If that was that awesome, that easy, you know, we all be whoever we just saw. We could play the guitar, we could throw a football just by watching somebody and go outside and practice for a little bit. Think about the martial arts culture. How many times you guys ever watched a UFC fight and you're literally like, particularly you guys with experience, you're watching and you're like, why are they doing this? Well, yeah, if you have experience, you know how hard it is from watching to here and being there. Because in the arena, you're right, the challenges are so different. Okay. All right. So we're going to start off with your brand, your standards. It was really uh, I would say emotionally challenging to formally be part of a brand who had a certain name but did not operate with that name. What do I mean by that? If you want premium students, you got to be a premium brand. You have to have premium product, premium classes. When you sell a POS weapon to a kid and it's too big for their hands, they can't do the movements of the person they want to model. They see the celebrity on stage, in our world would be someone like Jackson Rudolph or Jackson Hensley. And the kid sees this and gets inspired, and you put a POS weapon in their hand because it's cheap. You kill the experience. You don't have a premium product. You don't have a premium experience. Well, you're not going to have premium students. And you become what they've phrased in the world around here, McDojos, belt factories. You're the problem. So you have to become a premium brand. Okay. You don't want to be good enough. Like imagine guys on here, what if your spouse, your girlfriend, we already know John doesn't have a wife. He made that clear last night. Okay. Apparently he's available. I don't know. All right. So what if his girlfriend came up to him and said, you know what, John, you know what? You're good enough for me. That might be her last day as the girlfriend. Like imagine you say that to a woman. You know what? You know what, Sarah? I think you're just good enough for me. I probably choked out, slapped around. Okay. Like you have to understand is nobody wants to be just good enough. Nobody wants to be just good enough. All right. If you want premium, remarkable, then it starts with you as the lid is ask yourself this, what kind of products are you selling in your school? Cheap because you're trying to make a profit? Or do you actually want to serve the people and give them something premium? What are your standards of operation? What are your standards of operation? Next, giving you guys a lot of information does not change your business. Giving your prospects a lot of information does not transform their lives. Giving your students a lot of information does not transform their lives. It doesn't change it. So what does? You actually have to transform the life. You have to do the work. And what most people do is we want to tell people and not tell them, show them, hold them accountable because that's really what they pay for. For example, a lot of you, if not everybody here, because you're always the problem, it starts with you, standards. You're enabling the culture you have. You're enabling your challenges and problems you face every day because instead of solving it, you're band-aiding, you're appeasing, you're not fighting the right battles because you don't even know where you're going. You have no clear understanding of what the end game is. The reason why it's easy to teach a kid or an adult student from white belt to black belt is because you know what a black belt looks like. You already know mentally their skill set, you know physically what they should be able to perform, you know emotionally how they should be able to handle themselves. You already know this, so you can backwards engineer. But in your business, you don't know what your black belt standard is. What is your black belt standard? And if I ask you, say, hey, what's the dream? What are we building? Why are you doing it? Why now? Oh, sounds like the golden questions. If you can't articulate it to me, how are you going to articulate it to the world? And a lot of you guys are too shy to be out in the world and get on the soapbox. We have this great tool called social media that's the new soapbox of the world. And it's a tool. And the world should know where you're going. What are you doing? So again, you don't need to give a bunch of information out there. Nobody pays attention to that. You actually have to you have to do the work. Because I'm going to come back to this in a minute. So how many guys right now, if I asked you, can you name 5 people that you transformed their lives through your training at your school? How many guys right now could 5 people? How many guys? Maybe 10, 100, 1,000. Okay. And nobody knows about it. When I say nobody, maybe your school knows about it. Maybe some people in that community knows about it, but not the world. I bet everyone here has heard the name Mother Teresa. Has anybody ever not heard that name? You know the name because impact. I'm going to take it to the next level. I bet there's not a single person here that doesn't know the name Hitler. Oh, impact. See, every day you guys get a choice of how you're going to use your time. You get to choose to be happy or choose to be sad. I wake up, guys, every single day. I wake up to some kind of challenge, and most of the time they're not my challenges. They're a lot of times y'all's challenges, but I take them as mine because I'm not consulting you guys. I'm coaching you, right? Your students. Your pain is my pain. Your challenge is my challenge. So I have to choose in the face of all that, how I want to handle that. What armor am I putting on? Am I ready for battle? And when you have impact on people, you could choose to use it for good or use it for evil. And evil does exist. And the world needs to know about it. Okay? They needs to know about where you're going, why you're different, and whose lives you've already transformed. Because seeing is believing. People see better than they hear. Who's ever heard the saying, how you do anything is how you do everything? If you give up on your goals and your diet too easily, you're going to make excuses somewhere else. And goals and standards are two different things. Goals we'll give up on. Standards, they're non-negotiables. Okay. I would reckon to say probably not a single person on this call has standards in their company. You have ideas. You have ideas of standards. Because what's the standard? Your standard is a non-negotiable. If a staff member is 15 minutes late and you have a policy that you doctor pay or write them up and someone's late and they give you any excuse and then you don't follow through with what your policy is, it's not a standard, it's an idea. I don't believe a single person on this call has non-negotiables because most of you guys are still unclear about where you're going. You don't have a team yet. And if someone breaks some of these things, you're creating information and rules, not a mission. And these are just check boxes. You got to remember this, guys. If you're paying people well, they'll work for the money. But if somebody's creating a mission, they don't even care about how much they're getting paid. They want to be part of a movement. They choose who they work for. So are you mentoring them? And listen, are you enabling them when they're unsuccessful? A lot of you guys are trying to call reps. Yeah, it doesn't work if you don't hold people accountable. See, if someone does 100 calls and they don't book 10 appointments today, that day they're having a meeting with their manager. That day. That is the minimum standard. So 9, listen, non-negotiable, here's a standard. If they did 9 out of 100, 9 appointments, they're getting written up, or they're getting retrained. On the first day it happens. That's my standard. You got to choose your own standards. But if they can't convert 10% of their outreach, something's wrong. You let 5 days go by, someone does 5, 4, 3, 6, 4. That's basically 2.5 days of work, and you paid them for 5. Your company will go to 0, and you'll be like, it didn't work. Yeah, you didn't work because you had no standards, and you're the problem. You can fix it in one moment. Okay? How you do anything is how you do everything. Listen, if you let students come to class 15 minutes late, you're enabling them. If I came to class 15 minutes late, you just said nothing to me. I do it again, do it again. Guess what? You can't fuss at anybody ever again about being late to class. Let me ask you this. If I walked in your school, do I smell feet? Could I take raw fish? We call it sushi, right? Put it on your mat and eat it and not die? If I go to your bathroom, can I actually go take a shit in your school? Or I'm like, I'd rather go down to the gas station. I go to a lot of schools and I see literally like dust that looks like it's been there forever. They haven't pulled their bags away from the walls and dusted. My school's 7 days a week. Oh, you never hire a cleaning company. That is the dumbest thing you ever can do, guys. If you guys come in September, Andy Alley, he has 100 people on staff, thousands of square foot, multiple floors, multiple buildings, no cleaning. You know who does it? The people who work there because they're prideful of their place and the opportunity. And they don't have to be told. And no one has to tell them. Chick-fil-A, True Kathy's son. When he was a kid, True Kathy, the guy who created Chick-fil-A, he was watching his dad, all right, and he's walking into a Chick-fil-A and his dad's cleaning up the parking lot, trash. He's like, and he's telling his son, hey, you got to go pick up the trash. As a kid, he didn't understand. As he got older, he trained his son to understand, hey, that's the price of admission to walk into the business that you own. You take care of it from the outside in. To this day, I think the man's in his 70s. He doesn't walk into a Chick-fil-A unless he walks the parking lot and cleans it up first. Standard. What's yours? Okay. Before I walk in the school that we just opened, I see the rug outside. I shake it out every time. I walk in. The first thing I do is look, I'm not even teaching that day. I haven't taught yet in that school or class yet. I clean up when I'm there. Every single day. I'm always looking I haven't been there yet and not seen something I got to fix immediately. If you guys know what I mean when I say the next thing is how many stickers on your trash cans do you have? If you don't know context for that, you haven't been around me enough. All right. That's half page 1. Here we go. Going faster. Testimonials. If you've changed 10 lives, 100 lives, 1,000 lives, imagine following the format I'm about to teach you right now. How you do anything is how you do everything. You just signed somebody up. Anybody know the question after they've signed up? Matt even has a sheet. I think David just created one. Hey, by the way, hey, Matt, thanks for being part of our school here. Hey, but let me ask you a question. Who do you know? Not do you know someone? Language is important. Who do you know? that needs to be here to experience what you're experiencing? Who do you know? Okay. So imagine take it to the next level. Imagine you're every single day that your school is open, you should be collecting content. If you don't know how to do that, that's a question you can ask me tomorrow. Every single day, you should be collecting content. You should be posting 3 times a day, 5 times a day, or more on social media. You don't have to hire a company to do this. You can do it yourself. If you need help, ask me later, but you can do this yourself. Okay. And obviously, your team should be doing this. But your goal is to collect a lot of what we call B-roll. You want to have stuff that you can use in the future. Okay. And so imagine this. You know someone in your school right now that you've transformed their lives. Okay. And you get testimony on video, not just in text. I don't even want the text because you can convert the video to text. And you ask the parent, "Hey, give me a 60-second video. Tell me, what challenge we helped your son overcome or your daughter overcome." Get mom to do a selfie. If she's uncomfortable holding the phone, you do it for her. Interview her. "Hey, let me ask you this, John. What's the best experience that you guys have had here with your family at Rise Martial Arts?" Right? You choose this for everybody that you've ever had any impact on. Hopefully, it's 100% your student body. Okay, now you save all this stuff. Then you edit this for each individual person. So you got B-roll from every day, from classes all over the time. You take mom's 60-second testimonial. Okay. You edit that with some B-roll, mix it up in there. You turn this into a 60 to 90-second reel. If you don't know how to do this stuff, get you a teenager. Okay. If you need my team to coach you how to do this, we can talk about that. But you want a story arc of pain, change, aka the transformation, result, call to action. What was the pain point? Do you remember the 3 golden questions last night? Oh, if you have those documented because you took notes from day one, now the student's been with you for 12 months. You already knew the pain point. You created the transformation. Now there's a result. Now it's a call to action. So imagine if you've had 10 lives you changed this month, 100 lives, 1,000 lives over the years you've been doing it. You save all of this. Okay. Now, when you have this transformation, listen to this. Here's the question. Hey, Lakin, would you mind sharing your daughter's story with us? Would you mind doing this one video with us? Your child's transformation could help save the next family that walks in this door. If you've made impact in someone's life, you help their daughter be more confident, and you say, "Hey, Lakin, would you mind sharing the transformational story of your daughter with us? Could we do a little session real fast where I can record some content of what we've actually done with your daughter?" The next family walking in, your story could save their child's life. They're not going to say no, and be authentic in your leadership. Be authentic in your ask. People see better than they hear. They need to see and feel progress, and the world doesn't know you. They don't trust you. They'll trust the mom talking about her daughter when it's real. People are craving real. So imagine I'm on the call. "Hey, Brandon, let me ask you this. Why are you thinking about martial arts with your daughter?" And I'll listen, not to respond, but so I can understand really why she's calling. "Great. Absolutely. Martial arts is great for confidence." "Well, let me ask you this, Brandy. Why are you thinking about martial arts now?" So I get framework of the why. Now I get the urgency. What was the trigger? "Oh, last week, she got bullied in school and she's scared about going there and she's just not really sure of herself." "Oh man, I'm with you. I know it's a little challenging as a parent." "Hey, let me ask you this, Brandy." Third question. Provided that we're the right fit for you and your family, and through the training here, she transforms and has more confidence and more courage. What does success look like for you 6 months from now? And then I'll listen. I document. And while she's answering, I go on my save file, whether it's on Google Drive or on your phone, whatever, and you send her a message while she's telling you, say, "Listen, mom, I totally understand. Listen, I just sent you a video from one of the other moms who came in for the exact same thing. Hey, listen, I actually think we're the right fit and can help your child become more confident. I really know that. Hey, here's what I have for you. I'd like to demonstrate to you how this actually works. So I have Tuesday at 6 o'clock or Friday at 4 o'clock. I want to bring you in for a demonstration of actually how we're going to do this with your daughter. How does it sound to you? And she has a video testimony from another mom. Think about that. Proof over promise. Woo! Powerful. All right. Who's with me? Who's still there? Who's taking notes? Guys, I'm giving you millions of dollars of information every call. You know what bothers me? The entire universe that runs a martial arts school should be on this. Like, I need y'all's help, guys, because the only way I'm going to impact more lives is have more successful schools. But I can only educate you. I can't make you do the work, right? I joke about you, you can lead the horse to water. You can't make him drink, but you can fuck him drown a minute. Okay? Some of you guys, I need to drown. Apologize, Miss Debbie. I'm getting better though. I only say the F word once a day now, or once an hour, or something like that. Once an hour, once an hour. Cutting it back. All right, here we go. I'm gonna give you a script. How many of you guys got enough leads right now? Anybody have enough leads? Deb's got 5,000 leads. She's ready to go. How many of you guys need more leads? How many of you guys have someone who calls those leads? A lot of you guys, right? So here's an outbound call script. And listen, here's some keys. The more you use their name, because you have information, it helps connect the gap so it doesn't feel cold. Okay. And clarify the info when you're on the call. So here we go. Hey, Sarah, this is Aaron at Rise Martial Arts. Hey, the reason I'm reaching out to you, it looks like you're requesting some information for your daughter, Lakin, and that you're looking for confidence in her. Hey, do you have a few minutes so I can possibly see how we can help you with developing confidence in your daughter? Would that be fair? And short to the point. Because if I go, hey, Sarah, it's Aaron at Rise Martial Arts. Would you like to come in for a trial? No, I'm not interested right now. If I connect the dots from whatever she opted in, hey, Sarah, it's Aaron at Rise Martial Arts. Hey, real quick, I won't take too much of your time. I noticed you were looking for confidence for your daughter. I see her name's Lake in here, right? Would it be okay if I could help show you how we can do that here at Rise Martial Arts to help improve her confidence? Would that be fair? And that approach, more times than not, you're going to humanize this person. Okay. Use their names, clarify the information. And then she might say, no, actually, it wasn't confidence. Really, we're looking for more like self-defense or discipline or whatever it is. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Well, why are you thinking about martial arts? Why do you think that's martial arts the right vehicle for that? Let her listen to because she'll say, well, my therapist said this, or my friend's doing this, or whatever. Okay. I'm with you. Absolutely. That makes sense. Hey, but why martial arts now? Why now? And then you'll know the trigger of why the urgency. And guess what? That's a book appointment. That's for an outbound call. So here's some things. Your framing questions are these, right? Once the conversation gets going, the framing questions would be always agree, right? This is what we role play for 90 minutes last night, guys. I think it was fire last night. The student surge call, I think it was fire. 90 minutes just role playing. Guys, we got to do more of that kind of stuff. Our holiday sell, 10 calls, 5 weeks, half the calls, I'm going to role play how to personal shop the experience with your students. How do you take a $40 sell and turn it to a $4,000 sell and create a better student because of it? That's half the calls are going to be role playing. Okay. When you get some objections on outbound call, a lot of times you're like, hey, I don't have time. So just agree. Hey, I'm with you 100%. I won't take too much time. Hey, listen, just real fast then. Hey, just in 30 seconds, hey, can you give me the 10,000 foot a view of what you really would want with your daughter if martial arts is the right fit? Like, I want to reframe it where it's not really just about real quick, like Brandon was asking at the beginning of the call, like, hey, I want to book the appointment. Yes, that's the goal, but I want to create an appointment that I know is going to show up. And the only way you do that is you create a relationship fast. You have to bridge this gap fast. Okay. Also, here's a great framing question, guys. Hey, Natalia, let me ask you this. If I was able to actually show you how we have the right solution to create confidence in your daughter, would you be ready to solve that challenge today? Are you ready to go and solve it today? Are you ready to take action today? I'm finding out now an urgency framework too. Because a lot of times people, when you outbound call, they're looking for confidence because they opted in on some of your website. You already know the challenge. You're reaching out to them. You say, well, listen, let me ask you this. If I had a solution for you, Are you interested in going and taking action on that today? Possibly. Okay, great. I'm with you 100%. Well, here's what it looks like. I'd love to have her come in and let me demonstrate to you guys in live time how we're going to do this and have this transformation, have more confidence. I've got Tuesday at 4 o'clock or Friday at 6 o'clock. Which one's best for you? I always give them two options. I'm ready to go. I'm prepared when I call them. And then I send that testimonial video. I'm telling you guys, y'all need to put that in action ASAP. All right. Next page. Is this too much? Should I just stop now and get off of here? Go ahead and quit. Call it a day. That's probably too much stuff already, isn't it? It's too much stuff. Lagan's brain's already fried. Deb's taking notes. Michael's brain's on overload. All right. Your first call, outbound or inbound, is your first time to teach and coach this family. You're not selling them. Remember, you're transferring belief. Don't think about when that kid comes in for the intro. That's the first opportunity. It's the phone call, the email that comes through. The first time you have a connection is where your coaching and your training starts. So who needs to be a coach in your business? Your salesperson, your instructor, your marketing person, your janitor, if you have one, that would be your kids. Okay, put your kids to work. Everybody's a coach. See, here's the thing, guys. When I train my team, everyone on my team train on the same things. My instructors and my sales team trained in the same training together. My instructors need to know the sales funnel because if the salesperson over there doing something and I and the instructor don't know it, I get pissed off. If Sarah went and sold somebody something and I didn't know about it, and I'm surprised, or you promised them a bunch of stuff, and I got to be the one to go do it, we're not communicating well. That's not good. Oh, if they don't know what I'm teaching on the floor, and I tell, hey, Mrs. Smith, listen, here's what I'm gonna do for your kid, blah blah blah. I make a promise, and then the salesperson doesn't know how. Like they're surprised when the person comes to the office and says, yeah, well, Aaron said this. That's a problem. We train on everything. Everyone knew how to run a class, sell a membership, non-martial arts, martial arts. We understand the whole business model. All right. Because what is not known becomes a problem. No one likes those kind of surprises. The only surprise I ever want is someone to call me and say, hey, Aaron, did you notice you won the lottery last night? Great. Love it. Let's go with that one. You don't want negative surprises, right? So it starts, the first part of coaching is on the first communication. Your job on that first communication, here we go, keeping it simple, is to paint a picture. Paint a picture of their child's new identity. To paint a picture of belief and of purpose. Why martial arts? Oh, we heard it was great for building up confidence. Absolutely, 100%. It definitely can be that. Well, let me ask you this, Mrs. Smith. Why are you thinking about it now, though? Why now? Well, last week my daughter was bullied in school and she's really scared about going to school. Oh man, that's got to be challenging, tough. 100% understand. Yeah, absolutely. Martial arts is a great vehicle for this. Well, let me ask you this. If we were the right fit and we were able to actually help your daughter with confidence, what would success look like for you 6 months from now, 9 months from now? Well, I would love for her to be able to walk into school and not be scared and actually enjoy learning at school. I would want her to really be able to try for the soccer team. She's always dreaming about being a soccer player, all right? Because we know it's a girl sport. Okay. Think about it. I'm framing it, right? I'm already transferring belief. Then when I get what they want for success, then I have to make the decision, are we the right fit? And I say, you know what, Ms. Smith, I know for a fact we're the right place for your family to be. Matter of fact, I know we can have that outcome that you're looking for. Listen, I would love to have time to demonstrate to you exactly how it's going to work. I'd love to have you and your daughter here to come experience this firsthand. So, guys, listen, when I'm doing this, the selling part is going to be easier because I'm coaching, I'm transferring belief, I'm painting the picture, and I let mom help paint it for me. Okay. Here's one that I wrote for myself, guys, and just to give you context. There's somebody right now that I'm personally thinking of that frustrates me. It's a premier school owner, great family. They've reached out to me a couple times, but the only time they reach out to me is about selling their school because for 3 years they've been operating, they're in a pain point. Now, they've never worked with me before. They've known me for the whole 3 years. And so a few months ago when they reached out to me, I gave them an offer. I said, listen, I'm flying from East Coast to West Coast. I'll change my flight and pop in and spend a day with you. Pretty freaking crazy offer, guys. inconvenience my life to show up. Here's good people, and it's my heart. And but I spoke the truth. I said, your school's actually not, it's worth zero. You have 50 students, never been more than 3 years. You got three full-time staff members. They all need to go because they suck because you haven't managed them right. It's the owner's fault. It's not the staff's fault. But if you got three staff members, you got 50 students, they've become so comfortable because you keep paying them and there's no consequence. Whoo, I want that job. I want someone to pay me for sucking. Pay me to suck. Okay. Don't clip that out as a quote, by the way. That would not be good. All right, let's change. I'll change my tone next time. We'll say a different word. Pay me to be horrible. How about that? Not pay me to suck. Okay. Anyways. Whew. Man. Anyways, gotta watch my language sometimes. And then so I gave him some information, offered help, and they said, you know what, we don't want to go that route. Corporate's gonna help us. Yeah, like they have been helping you for 3 fucking years. So yeah, good job. So reached out to me 2 weeks ago. Corporate didn't work. They didn't work out. They really got to sell. It's killing their family, stress, pressure, and all this. And I would love to help, but I know my time is valuable. And I know I have the way to do it. But if you haven't done the work in 3 years, nothing's turnkey. There's not a business out there that you just open and it does its thing. And most Christ owners are going to fail. 99% of martial arts school, first of all, 93% of small businesses don't make it 10 years. That means one of you guys on the call will be around in 10 years. One. Now, hopefully all of you guys, or at least your business will still be there. Because the difference is the reason why most of these businesses fail is they don't have the education and they don't have accountability and they don't have a goal, they don't have a target, they don't have a standard. Okay. But this one is the reason why a lot of people don't move forward with me. They'll say it's money, but I know that's not the real thing. I think they don't believe they're actually going to be able to do the work. I don't think they believe they're actually going to have the outcome. I think it's a belief issue. And so I can slam them with proof, but somehow you have to make transformation happen on that first call. Most martial arts school owners will fail, just like most small business owners will fail because they're not willing to learn the things they're not good at and they're not willing to take action fast enough. Okay. So I have to transfer belief the same way. All right. Onboarding new staff. Anybody have this issue going on? Oh, by the way, some of you guys right now are probably thinking, God dang it, Aaron, you just scripted this whole call just for me. I bet you 6 people can raise their hand and think that right now. Okay. So there's a reason why the Wednesday calls are set up the way they are because you guys are, I can group you guys in very common things. And I think we're powerful because some of you guys don't ask enough questions. Some of you guys ask a lot of questions. The ones not asking want to ask them. So I'm doing this intentionally to help everybody and give you actually more opportunity to have not just Aaron, but a network of people. Training a staff member. I've got a new staff member starting on Tuesday. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. They're not allowed to touch a client. What does touching a client mean? A phone call, right? And I'm saying client as in prospect even too right now. They're not allowed to do anything representing my company until they have watched every training video that we provide them based on the role. The first week, next week, I'm putting together right now through my YouTube videos, a lot of them that are like coaching videos that we've done here. And they're going to have about 3 hours of content a day they're going to have to watch. See, listen, I'm not looking for an employee just to pick up the phone and call people. I need someone bought in, sold on the mission. Because when listen, every single person in your business is a coach. Imagine I've got Natalia doing calls for me. Just listen, guys, this is key because God's in the details. A lot of you guys are having somebody call to book appointments and they don't know anything about your product. They know nothing about you. They know nothing about your service and they don't know the transformation that happens. So imagine I hire Natalia, she goes calls and she's got a list of people she's calling and say, hey, listen, we'd like to have you guys come in for a trial class, blah, 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 whatever. She could be the world's greatest person at doing this. And that person on the phone says, well, let me ask you this, Natalia. Do you have kids yourself? Oh, I got kids. Okay. Are they in the program? No, not really. Oh, red flag. Red flag. How is the person working for you? If you transform lives, why would their kids not be in your program? I would imagine I go to the Mercedes dealership looking at the new G-Wagon and I ask myself, guy, well, what do you drive? Oh, I drive a BMW. What the what? Hmm. You don't believe in the product. Why would I buy it? Imagine going to the steakhouse, but the chef is a vegan. Don't eat that steak. Don't even when you don't even eat your own meat. Come on now. And don't quote that one either. Good Lord. Okay. Everybody's a coach. So she's gonna have 3 hours of content a day that she has to watch to be indoctrinated in the culture of who our company is and who I am. And by the end of the week, if she ain't bought in on where we're going as a school and as a company and and part of the mission, then she'll never talk to a prospect because she will never make a phone call for me. I'm going to get it all or none, no middle ground. I don't want a job person. Guys, remember I said you're enabling people because you're hiring people, giving them a task. And you, by doing that, you train them to have a job. If the kid in the floor throws the kick wrong, you say, "Hey, don't swing your leg when you kick," and they're just swinging like this, and there's no mental connection. And you see them just swing their leg, which is a stretch at best, and you see it, you say, "Good job," because you're just full of shit. You're just trying to praise everybody for bullshit. You're the problem. And no, Sarah, that's not how you do the kick. Hey, listen, get your knee up right here. Hit my hand. Nope, do it again. Yes, that's it. Now kick my hand. Okay, now do it again. Okay, now see you do it. Okay, now from now on, that's the only way you kick. Listen, Sarah's going to post a video from her doing a test last week. And I says, Sarah, listen to it. What do I hate about it? What do I hate about it? Guys, I'm coaching 24/7 my staff, my team. I says, listen to it. It's apathy in their voice. Horrible. They're doing the student creed. Apathy. I'll develop myself in a positive manner, blah, 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 bullshit. They don't have a fucking clue what they're saying. They're not mentally, emotionally connected to what they're saying. On whose fault is it? Person leading. Because you accepted it until it became the standard. The standard is mediocrity. Most of you guys, if I watch your classes, you've accepted mediocrity as the standard, which is why you're going to go to zero one day. You know how fast you can change it? Today. I can't force Sarah to change it. She's got to care enough, listen enough, pay attention enough to say, that's no longer good anymore. My bad. We're fixing it right now, guys. And then we practice it until we get it right, until you can't get it wrong. Meaning, I'll tell you this, guys. If I came and took over your school, Matthew, and I didn't like the way they lined up because it was low energy, but I'm in charge now. So guess whose fault is it? I've never taught these kids before. It's my fault now because I'm in charge. And that's what leaders do. They take responsibility. And I say, guys, listen, all right, we'll do it again. No, do it like this. Okay, we're doing it again. And I do the whole hour of class on lineup procedures. Hey, guys, listen, next week or next class, we got this down. I want you guys practicing. By the way, hey, parents, everybody right now, you're going to post a video 30 seconds in our Facebook group tonight of your kid practicing this outside. Kids, if I don't see that post, when you come back on Tuesday, white belt. Got it? Parents understand? Awesome. Life's about choices and consequences. And one kid doesn't post, and you say, all right, Mr. Smith, take your belt off. What do you mean? Hey, I didn't see your video. Mom, well, we forgot we did this. Okay, hey, listen, we have a standard. He can earn it back next week. But you guys are too scared to be a leader. You don't have standards. So, onboarding a staff member. Are they bought in on your mission? Or are they a coach? Because that's ultimately what you're doing every time you make a sell. I'm giving you guys too much. I got to stop. I got 3 more pages, but I'm going to stop. All right, I'll give you guys 4 minutes. Here's my call to action for you guys right now. We'll finish the rest of this on Thursday because I'm giving you guys way too much stuff. I challenge you guys to actually take action. So I'm going to give you some action right now, okay? First of all, we have 2 masterclass series starting. One is going to be every other Sunday, okay? Every other Sunday, 4 o'clock Eastern time. You must message me, everybody who's going to be on the call. If you're an elite level member, it's covered in your membership. If you're not, you can pay to play to be in the class. So twice a month, we're going to have this. We might go to possibly every week. It's on Sundays, 45 minutes to an hour long. It's a teaching class on how to do the material, how to teach the material. We're going to start with weapons. Nunchucks will be first, and then we'll move into other material. Okay. That's on Sundays, 4 o'clock, starting on the 7th, I believe it's the first Sunday, if I have the date correct. The 28th, the end of the month of September, we're going to go Sunday, Monday, back-to-back days for 5 weeks, 8 o'clock Eastern, holiday sale domination. Okay. It's a $3,000 course. Guarantee you'll make 10x return on your money. And I say guaranteed, I'll give you your money back if you don't. All right. And for you guys, it's $2,000 for right now until Thursday. After Thursday, I don't care if you're a client, not a client, it's $3,000 for that program. Because there's not a single person I've ever worked with who's not made 10x return. Most of the clients I work with, they do 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 on their holiday sale. If you do exactly what I tell you to do and don't try to reinvent the wheel, model, mimic, master, this thing in the middle, just freaking do exactly what I tell you to do. All right. 2 more things, guys, and I'm gonna let you guys go and you can ask me some questions real fast. You should get some B-roll footage every single day of your classes. If you don't know how to do that, you should ask me tomorrow. Maybe that could be one of the things you can try to solve. If it's important, you got to prioritize what's the most important thing. I want everybody here to practice what we preach. Some of you guys, Matt's already done this for me. Landon's done this for me. Tara's done this for me. Lakin's done this for me. I think David's done one for. I want everyone to do one of these. Everybody. Just pick out your phone, 60 seconds. Before you work for me, tell me your pain. Tell me what's improved. Tell me what the result is now. And tell me the next thing you're excited to try to achieve. What was the pain point before me? What are you working through now? What's the transformation going through? Because some of you guys are still in it. All right. Give me the transformation and tell me your big next thing you're working on. Okay. And drop it out. Listen, just drop it in the WhatsApp group. Because you're going to ask your students to do the same thing. And remember, if you want premium students, you have to have a premium service, a premium product, premium leadership. You can't ask anybody to do something you're not willing to do yourself. Okay. My mentor asked me to do the same thing this week. Guess what? Did it. I'm going to do another one because I'm actually going to record it professionally with my video team. And I did one on my phone, but now I'm going to take it to the next level. Okay. Student surge was great last night. We got 3 more nights of that. I'm excited for that. And then I'm going to save all this for Thursday. All right. Let's roll.
Question for you, and I know you've said this before, but I think it fits the topic today. Bringing on new people and stuff. How often, when you were running a school or even multiple schools, how often did they train? How often did you give them a video to watch to train on? Like what type of because I just onboarded some new people. What type of a thing can I follow with them?
Okay. For staff that's already been onboarded.
Mm-hmm.
Right with me? Everybody listening? Once a month. This is at scale. Once a month, we did what's called an all hands meeting. That was with me. It was typically 60 minutes to 2 hours. And it was a master class once a month with Aaron Hensley. What you guys pay $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year to have, my team got for free once a month. I would teach for 2 hours, basically, a master class. All hands. I would sell them the dream, the mission, where we're going, what's been going on. Well, that was once a month. It was an education and information and inspiration all together. With me? Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 60 minutes. They were in their school. Everyone's following the same template. They'd have a 45-minute training, 15-minute meeting. That was our template. What is a training? Training could literally be a martial arts class. We would, if we were doing a martial arts class, whatever the class plan was for the next week, we would just do it the week early and work out, training. It could be, hey guys, we're training on how to throw psychics better, how to be a better practitioner. It could be, hey, we're going to learn how to teach psychics better, and we train. We had a goal or an overview for the week or the month a lot of times, right? Like for a whole month it might be kicks, and each week was a different kick. Even the salespeople took that class. They're the product too. Hey, let me ask you this. Like, what's your experience at classes here? Oh, I don't take classes here. Oh, your kids. No, my kids don't. What? 45 minutes and 15 minutes of meeting. Meeting wasn't a bunch of questions. It was 15 minutes of actions needed to be taken, results that are going to be right. So, all hands meeting once a month with me. That was virtual. In their school, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 1 hour, 45 minutes of training, 15 minutes of meeting. Then, 3 times a day, their manager had a touch point. Pre work, all right, this is just in group text. Pre work, mid work, post work, checking in for accountability of their task being done. If they were midday, literally, guys, listen. For example, if someone, we had, our goal was to have 20 appointments booked before Wednesday. If someone didn't have appointments booked at midday, their manager had to call and correct that behavior, or both of them didn't get paid that day. Accountability. And then on Sunday night, they would get an email for the details of the week because they on the 15th they got the battle plan, but on the details of that week as a reminder, and a lot of times with a recorded video, so they could listen to it first thing when they wake up Monday morning to get them in the right mental, physical, emotional state for showing up to work. Remember, professionals prepare in the off time. We did not show up to work, clock in, and then prepare. That was not the culture I'll ever have. That's an employee. I didn't have employees. I had team members. The best train the most. That's how you get people to work for more than just money. Oh, and then my
Love
target,
it. Thank you.
I'm gonna tell you this, guys. My target is I don't want anyone ever working for me that does not have the opportunity to earn 6 figures. Ever. You're the sales guy, you're the teacher, you have the opportunity to make 6 figures. If the average in the industry is 40,000 and my guys can make 104, why would they ever go anywhere else? They won't. Earn, not given. And what created the McDojo problem is because we gave belts away. A lot of you guys are giving salaries away and you don't hold accountability. Again, law of the lid, you're the problem. All right, next up. Do I say your name? Is it Asha? How am I saying it? Educate me.
Right. It's Aisha. Hi.
All right, hey, how you doing?
I am amazing. Thank you for asking. Question, can you, or request, please, can you elaborate more on creating the new identity for the child? So I'm the first touch point for my cold leads,
Yeah.
and I would love to incorporate that into my script, please.
Well, great, great. So first, if you are you flying dark or do you have some information?
That's a great question. It depends. So I'll give you an example of one thing I'm doing. I have about 6 schools right now, and I'm doing fundraiser campaigns for them. And what that means is basically once a year for an entire 30 calendar days, I'm doing 2 classes on Fridays, 2 classes on Sundays for 4 weeks. And I have like general information about the kids, and I know their age group because of the school that they're in, whether it's middle or junior, mostly middle right now. I'm sorry, elementary or middle, which is mostly elementary because my junior kids are not as cooperative, but that's another story. So I have like age groups and things like that, and I know about the teachers and some of the things that the counselors may have told me, but that's about it on that particular
What
cold quality
information
group.
do you have their emails or phone numbers?
Both. I have parents' names, email addresses, phone numbers. I have all faculty names, phone
So,
numbers, email addresses.
so what I would do before I would call them, honestly, if I have that much data, but I really don't have data,
Right.
I would create some kind of opt-in form, like a questionnaire, quick. And hey, parents of XYZ elementary school, right? So address it so they feel like it's for them and make it for them, right? A quick introduction. Hey, you're right, whatever your title is. Um, we're here to help serve the community better. We're going to be helping with this school system. Hey, here's 5 questions we really need to know to better understand your child. And then in that question, you're kind of doing somewhat of the golden questions of like, what's the biggest challenge you see with your child at school? What's the biggest challenge you see with your child at home? Right? What would you rank your confidence of your kids from 1 to 5? Right? Do like 5 or 6 questions there,
Okay.
and then have some kind of hook or urgency in this questionnaire of if they send this back to you before Friday or whatever it is. Like if it's sent on Tuesday, I would want it back by Friday. Maybe you have a drawing that they enter, or maybe you give away $10 gift card to Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, whatever, something to that effect. Because really now what you're taking a fairly cold list that really don't know why you would be calling them per se. If they opt in at this level, well, then you warmed them up. And now you actually have, when you call them, you say, hey, look, I see that you rated your daughter's confidence a 1 out of 5. And maybe they give you more details than that, but at least you have something to go off of and say, well, let me ask you this. What would success look like if there was a program to help your daughter with her confidence? What would it look like? What would you want to see achieved? And then you're able to have frame the transformation because you have some more data here.
Okay.
That makes
Okay, so
sense?
I do have, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I do have a questionnaire set up. It's actually linked to a QR code that I designed. But then once I verbally get them on the line, if necessary, or should I not even worry about getting them on the line? Should I just have them complete the questionnaire, pay the fee, and show up?
I mean,
If the fee is applicable. For the fundraiser, there's actually no fee, but for the non-fundraiser people.
anytime I can get more time with someone, establish a better relationship, it's worth the time. If it's legit, meaning like it's not some BS online, somebody just putting information, right? So
Right.
the more time I could spend with somebody before they see me, if I can do it, for example, I haven't done this yet, but I'm excited for experimenting with this. Next year, I'm going to start doing basically like virtual workshops for parents every month
Mm-hmm.
and have some kind of educational thing with no ask, no closing. All right. If you know who Alex Hormozy is, for years he would say, "Hey, I've got nothing to sell you," or whatever like that, and he was just teaching. But
Absolutely. I study him.
he just did $100 million on.
Yeah, broke the record, did
Right,
everything. I was
right.
right there
So
live.
I
I
don't have
had to
anything to
be.
sell you.
Right. But
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give away teaching tips for parents that have kids in sports or activities, right? How to communicate better, how to coach their own kids better, things like that every month, with the idea of when they are needing something more, they've established a relationship, and so I should be the go-to person they choose, right? Our program.
Right. Right.
So the more time you can get with someone, the opportunity of them actually becoming, a student under your tutelage there. Again, remember, the first call is a coaching call always. And so
Right.
if you
Right.
can
I
do
saw
that
you said
before they
that.
show up, right? So like if someone shows up and they've never heard of us, they just book something online, there's a challenge there of we don't even know if they're the right fit for us. Maybe we're not the right fit for them.
Right.
Again, if someone called me and said, "Hey, my daughter's in a wheelchair," or whatever like that, like, could I teach that person? Sure, I could, but it's not someone I really want to teach because it's not really how our program is built.
Right.
And so it's not like I'm trying to say no, we don't accept anybody or everybody, but some people we're not the right fit. For example, last night I talked about like I had a woman call one time looking for self-defense, and when we kind of went through the questions, she said she had just been raped like the week before. Like, we're not the first people you should call.
Right.
Matter of fact, why would I want someone like that on my floor that close to something like that happening in their life? It's probably it could be very disruptive to anyone else there, possibly. Like, there's so many things that could go right and wrong type
Wrong.
thing. Does that
Right.
make
Right.
sense? Right.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So don't try to be everything to everybody, but just understand the more you have a relationship with someone, the more you understand if you're the right fit because you're serving someone more than trying to sell them.
So painting the picture really has to do with the individual
Yes.
interaction. Okay, got it.
So if I've never
That's
met you before, but I know enough that you've got a pain point that I know how to help solve, I want you to help guide me for your perspective, what you want a success to be.
right.
I could show you how we have the vehicle to do that and paint the picture of how we're going to do that.
Okay, thank you so much. That was
Absolutely.
my question.
They can get ready to go. And I think Cass maybe had a question too, but real quick, guys, I sent you guys in the WhatsApp group 3 posts. Here's what we're doing. You have to go put your website in there. You have to put your phone number. You have to do all that. Put pictures in there. We're doing 3 posts a day. I think Sarah's already got them scheduled starting today, leading into our group intro on September 6th. So we're doing, I think, 9, 12:30 and like 6 o'clock p.m. through Facebook, where it's a little message. It'll have a picture or a video and then a call to action. Everything's promoting one thing, our group intro. Sarah went 10 for 8 the other Saturday. 10 kids and 8 kids were there. So like she's the expert. And so the goal is like, well, if you can sign up 10 kids and 8 people are there, why would you not try to get 30 kids there? So everything we're doing right now is going to funnel everything to that Saturday on the 6th. Okay. All right, Cass, go ahead and go, and then Lake will be next. Somewhere there's a button. Push the button. I always think of rush hour.
There we go. Can you hear me?
I got you. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Our school is a little bit different, and I think I've kind of told you about it in the past. We are not only a martial arts school, but we do summer camp throughout the entire time. And we also do after school care. We're a giant facility. So we had 70 to 85 kids here this summer from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
It was crazy. Plus, we were still doing regular scheduled classes from 4 to 7.
You're taking a vacation soon, I hope.
Unfortunately, no. Wait. We get Labor Day. We have Labor Day on.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, we are not turning those camp kids over.
Yeah.
They're signed up for the day after Labor Day because we're going to do a day camp for the schools have like a teacher staff day. But we're not getting them in martial arts. And so, I mean, we have 70 kids who are showing up, and yes, they're still spending money with us,
Right.
but how do we get them transferred into the actual like reason why we even do the camps?
So my sister, her first job was at Subway.
Mhm.
I used to love Subway. She lived with me during this time. So she was, I don't know, 19, 20. She was living with me. There's a period of time where she didn't own her own car during that time. Okay. My little sister's living with me, and I'm taking her to work and picking her up from work. And I used to love Subway until I started picking her up every day from Subway. And when she literally smelt like that baked bread, but a little stale. I don't think I've eaten Subway but probably once and this is 20 years ago. Like I just like it ruined me. Okay. When a kid's at the same place every single day, over and over again, it really can ruin the experience of why they would want to do something more there. And so then it becomes more chore than an educational program that's going to help create transformation. And by the way, parents, when they drop the kids off in a program like this, you become more a, babysitting type process, more of just that's how they see you. It is needed. You can make money. There's people that make a lot of money doing this. But to convert that into a martial arts education program with quality premium martial arts, I've never seen it happen.
Well, and that's the thing is our martial arts students don't come to camp, and our
Correct.
camp students won't go to martial arts, and it's so weird. We have maybe 3 that do both, and
I tried it for 1 year and I hated it. Um, I've never seen, look, I know people that do millions of dollars in martial arts aftercare. Millions, one location. Actually, where I moved from in Knoxville, there's a school there that a martial arts school there. I say school lightly; it's not really a school. Their students are not quality students at all, but they do $3 million a year.
Mhm.
They have like 60 buses or some crazy amount. Like so it's just a daycare. Now listen, the law at some point might shift because the karate schools skate the industry and they don't have to register as daycares in most states as long as you keep the kids under a certain amount of time. That can change, and literally, you know how fast culture can change? One politician can say no more. In the state of Georgia, they're working on this right now. They want every martial arts after school program to have to register as a daycare. Now it's not hard, but a lot of people won't do the work and they won't go through the insurance and the facility setup. You just have to choose which direction you want to be. I'll tell you this, trying to be a little bit of both, you're always going to kind of be in that issue. I would go all in one approach. I would go
Okay.
all in and be world class at aftercare, and martial arts is the vehicle for it, but it's not the main thing, or go all in on martial arts. If you're asking me what makes the most money with the easiest amount of work, aftercare, because you basically like you can change the funnel of how you market.
We can pay our staff just for summer. Like summer covers staff for the year
Right.
for the martial art classes.
Um, it's a model that can make a lot of money. Me personally, I don't want to do that because I want to be more martial arts, and that's just a personal choice. I'm choosing that over money because I know I could make. I mean, I think martial arts after school could be $100 million company off of one company doing it.
Mhm.
I think what happened to Premier, I think Premier thought the company that bought Premier thought they were buying an after school program. So they try to convert it to that. And that's why it's not premium anymore. It's It's confused. It's confused. So
Right.
I think
And
they thought they bought an after school program.
well, and that's why, like, I mean, leaving Premier, my school now is literally between the only two premiers here in Oklahoma. Like, we're a mile from one, a mile from the other,
Yeah.
like not that far.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, to be honest, because we have the aftercare, we get the students that Premier doesn't get.
If the business, but I would choose a business model and go all in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. If Lakin's still here, rock and roll. And then I'm already late for my next call, but go ahead, Miss Lakin, if she's here. Yeah. Did she jump off?
All right.
There she is.
No, I'm here. I'm gonna put myself on the spot for a minute.
Oh, let's go, baby.
All right. So like during the hiring process of hiring instructors and like call center reps, I've noticed that like when I'm talking about the vision and everything, I'm super fluent with everything that I have to say. It makes sense, like I'm confident in it. But then when I start to talk about like pay, for some reason, my heart starts fucking racing like crazy, and I'm so nervous to talk about pay. So how do I fix that? And I know it's probably a confidence thing, but I don't. How do I fix that?
It definitely is a confidence thing. If I was talking to a prospect, a lot of you guys get nervous when someone asks you, well, how much is it? Or you're in the sales funnel and you're like, well, you're about to show them pricing. You get nervous about it. You with me? It's no different than when I'm talking to a salesperson that I'm hiring or a constructor that I'm hiring. I know in my head where the conversation is going to go, and I'm overanalyzing because I'm worried, because a lot of times there's a belief issue with me, belief that I'm going to be able to pull it off. Do I know what I'm doing? Imposter syndrome, whatever you want to call it. So, one, here's what I do. First of all, I don't pay anybody anything. I pay $0. I'm hiring somebody for the mission and attitude, and they can earn money. I'm going to create a vehicle. Nobody works for me. They work with me. This is my company. Okay. Here's the way it works. I'm looking for someone who's going to fit my mission, help build it bigger, and is willing to go all in and burn the boats. And if they're not willing to do that, I don't care what role it is. Front desk, constructor, salesperson, phone call. That is the people I'm building. And I don't hire anybody until I find those people. Hire for attitude, train for skill. Then when it comes to pay, you have a standard pay structure. You don't change it. I don't pay David one, Sarah different, Deb. Everyone's gonna have the same pay structure, and it's transparent. And there's a ladder. If you want to make more money, you got to be able to do more stuff. And if anyone ever asks me for a raise, I'm probably going to terminate them on the spot. Because what people do is they say, "Oh, Aaron, I got to buy a new car. My car broke down. I need to be able to make some more money." See, in my company, they already know how to make more money. They have more result. There's no ceiling. The lady onboarding next week of this, she can make anywhere from 3 to 4,000 a month, 10, 12, 15,000 a month. She has a process that she can control her income anytime. So a lot of times it's because you're going to have a belief that you're not going to pull it off. You don't trust yourself. And then you might have a structure that is too complicated. And so the reality is like, so if someone's asking me when I'm going through a hiring process, first of all, if there's a first question, that means they're an ignorant team member and they don't understand who we are, what do we do. And so that's my fault for even getting them in the room with me. That's why I have a process. First thing I want to meet everybody. I want to hear about what do they know about me? I'll say, hey, like, Lakin, have you done any research on our company? You know anything about us? Okay, cool. What do you know? All right, great. Hey, tell me why you think you're a great fit. I'm not selling them on me ever. It's my company. They're trying to get a job with me. They're selling themselves to me. And I think a lot of you guys are trying to you want somebody so bad, you're selling yourself too much. You're overselling yourself and you can't deliver. So I listen, they think they're a great fit. Great, I'm with you. And then I have them show me they can do the skill. And then I want them to know how they align with my core values. And then I say, listen, here's the offer. I think you can be a great fit. Help us with our mission. Here's where we're going. Here's the role that you'll be in. And here's the pay structure. Simple. And if anybody want to make some more money, listen, anyone here has salary. If salary is 80% of your pay or more, that's why people are they have a job. That's why they'll call out. Anybody here have anybody call out? I never had anybody call out. Never had anybody call out. I had people, I had people sick showing to work, and we had to send them home. Nobody ever called out in my company. Nobody. Never once. I had people get fired. I had people quit. No one ever called, oh, I can't make it to work today. I got something with my kid. I got to go pick up my kid. I got to go do this. I got to do that. Never happened. We were so in tune with our team, and they were so mission driven. And if they weren't, they didn't last more than a week. And so if someone's worried about pay, I'm going to ask for a result. Remember, I told you, if you listened to the question earlier, 3 times a day, everybody was checked in on. If you, I think I talked Dan and Deb about this. Like, if someone's closing people, they miss 2 closes in a row, 3 in a row, in that day, stop. You can't even close the next person, but they're coming in to pay us money. No, they're not. You missed all the other 3. Stop. We got to retrain. Accountability. All right. I'm way late for my next call. I got 3 more pages I didn't even touch today. I need to know ASAP, in or out for holiday sale domination, in or out for instructor course study. All right, let me know, send me that. September, I'll give you guys some updates for the events. We have 2 events in September, in person, 1 in Vegas, 1 in Scottsdale, and then 1 event in November in person in Germany, Deutschland, and then 1 last event for the year back in Vegas in December. All right, guys, see you all tomorrow on your pods, Thursday for the group call. Peace.